This week on episode 6 of Man vs. Machine, we're back at Broadview Station, taking on the 505 Dundas streetcar with my friend Jack. Starting off, Jack got on the streetcar, doors closed, and we were off. After beating the streetcar last week, I was expecting this one to be pretty easy. So once again, got through the gates, got across Danforth, and almost was taken out by a cyclist, which was not ideal. Got down to Gerard, hit some lights, only to realize that Jack was actually right behind me. I kept moving.
Okay, well, the Toronto man has taken up a very interesting hobby that was hatched after a very long streetcar ride. Yeah, there are several of those these days. He's taken to trying to race against them. He's running, the streetcar's rolling, and he's already successfully outpaced several of them. He's hoping these runs highlight the challenges the city's transit system faces literally from minute to minute. So joining us live is the Man vs. Machine runner himself, Mac Bauer, and guest Jack Parawan, pardon me. Nice to meet both of you. Thanks for joining us. Mac, to me, you're kind of like Toronto's Forrest Gump. You know, you're kind of running across the city, showing everybody, you know, how to get places from A to B by foot. But this idea here of running streetcars, give us the sort of background a little bit more about where this all came from.
Yeah, so this probably came about a year ago. Where my wife and I were taking the streetcar from High Park all the way to Leslieville, which isn't a super far distance. No. It's about 12 kilometers, and both my wife and I are runners, so we do that distance quite often. Mm-hmm. And we are very surprised that it took well over an hour. So during the ride, we looked at each other and went, oh, we could do this.
Yeah.
We could beat this.
Yeah.
And then that kind of sat with me for a while, and then my friend Jack, who's here with me, I ran the idea by him, and he's a lot more into content creation and a lot better with a camera than I am, and he really pushed me to do it. So
Jack, what gave you the idea that this would probably catch on, that this would be something that people would be like, hey, I'm going to watch these videos?
I think most people don't realize how fast Mac is. And I know that he could do this stopping at lights. And we even had the idea, it's like, why don't we stop at a Tim's, get a donut halfway through, and he'll still beat the streetcar. Yeah. But even we had another reporter join us, and we, even though they were slower, they could still beat the streetcar. And we just knew that this is an everyday problem that people face, and just highlighting the funness of it.
Yeah. What kind of numbers are you getting on social media to these videos?
It's still pretty reasonable. We're in like hundreds of thousands. We're not in the millions.
That's a lot of views though, Jack, for what you're doing here. Has the TTC talked to you about this?
So I haven't heard anything from the TTC, but word on the street and through Reddit and comments is it is circulating through their internal systems and stuff. So I hope it does make somewhat of a difference, or make people there realize that, we're a growing city. This isn't acceptable.
Yeah. So is this like a critique of the TTC, or is this more highlighting what could be better or faster or more efficient? How would you position it?
Well, it's just we're a growing city, and it's important to have good transit, especially the other day, Doug Ford is now saying that everybody has to be back in the office 5 days a week. How are you expecting them to get there in a reasonable amount of time? Just to go from our house in Leslieville to my wife's office in downtown, it takes her sometimes 40 minutes. And it's not something that should be acceptable in such a major city, and especially when the fixes are so easy.
Yeah. And, it's interesting, your wife has also created this wonderful trophy for you here, which is you brought in for us this morning. I love this. Talk about the trophy, Mac, sorry.
Yeah, so my wife has been super supportive on this whole journey with me. There's a lot of early mornings on Saturdays to get up and go running. She's supported me on the streetcar with filming, with editing. And so she made this trophy. And I only get it if I beat all the streetcar lines. Yeah. So tomorrow we're doing St. Clair, and the following week is kind of the final, which is the 25-kilometer Queen Street route.
Okay, so that's almost like a mini marathon.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a long one.
I'm intrigued, Mac, that you're doing it on Saturdays, because really traffic is probably a little lighter on a Saturday than it would be like during the week. You might even beat them by more minutes during the week.
Yeah, so we know how slow the streetcar is, and we didn't really want to give it that much of a disadvantage.
Right.
So we decided to do it kind of Saturday mornings, because it's probably when it has the best chance of actually making it through the city in a reasonable amount of time. And the other thing is I have to wait for the person to actually get to the final stop, and I was not down to wait probably close to an hour and a half in time.
So have you lost any of these battles so far?
No, and I've beat them by quite a margin.
Yeah.
I think the shortest was probably like just under 10 minutes.
Right.
And the longest being over 20.
Okay, so Mac, before we go, where are you going to be tomorrow morning? Because some of our viewers may want to sort of come and check it out and maybe even cheer you on. Where are you going to be?
So I am going to be on St. Clair, starting at St. Clair Station, going all the way west. And I usually start around 10 a.m., give or take. But yeah, around 10 a.m.
Mac, that's a lot of fun. Pleasure meeting you. Congratulations.
Thanks so
This is
much.
really great. Jack, you too. Nice work on the social media side of things.
Nice to meet you.
Again, you can catch Jack tomorrow morning along St. Clair. Yeah, pretty fun stuff here. So yeah, thank you for being here on CB24 Breakfast this morning.